thinking let's just start
Yeah.
with box and whisker diagrams first, because it's
Okay.
like a
Yeah.
very short topic. Get done with that, and then we move on to
Okay.
the other questions. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
So, are you familiar with anything from box and whisker?
Not really.
Nothing at all.
Uh, I don't know. Maybe it's just box and whisker. It's like a table or something. No. Then I have no idea.
Okay, let's start with it then.
Oh yeah.
So basically, box and whisker is a visual representation.
Okay. More about that.
Of some of the descriptive stats. It will include these basic points, which are the minimum value, the median value, which is represented by Q2.
Okay.
Then we have the lower quartile, which is your Q1. You're saying something?
Yeah, it's a visual representation of the descriptive
statistics. Yeah.
statistics. Okay.
Yeah. Then we have the upper quartile, which is Q3, and lastly, the maximum value.
So the medium is like the middle.
Median is the middle value, yeah.
Middle. Okay.
The lower quartile is basically 25% of the initial values, and upper quartile is the end 25% of the values of the entire data set.
Okay.
Okay. So now, if you come to the diagram of this, it would basically look like look something like this, and we will have your scale would be over here, where you plot like a range of values according to your data set, and this is your minimum value. This is your median. This is your max value. Then this value over here, and okay, this would be your lower quartile. This would be your upper quartile. And yep, that's about it. So basically, this box basically represents your middle value of the data set. All the middle values are contained inside this box, and the lower whisker is your lower quartile, and your upper whisker is your upper quartile.
Upper quartile. So okay. So like there's a set of numbers and you just kind of do it from there, or do you have to like set it up yourself?
The numbers?
Yeah.
So let's say your minimum value is 3. So you'll write 3 over here. Let's say your lower quartile is 5. Median is 7. Upper quartile is 10, and maximum value is 15. So your scale would depend on the values that you got like from your data set or your calculations. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I move on?
Yeah. So basically what's it called? are we gonna have to like do the diagram, like draw the diagram, like in questions, like, or
Yeah,
do we just add the numbers or like
they can
tell
ask you to
them?
draw the diagram. They can give you a data set basically, and they can
Mm,
ask you to first find the values of like the minimum, what's the minimum value, identify the maximum value, what's the lower quartile,
okay.
the upper quartile, median, interquartile range, or the range, like these things.
Mm. I mean, just
And
okay. Wait.
and then like
Yeah.
depending on the values that you get, then you have to show the the diagram representation of those values through the box and
Oh,
whisker.
okay. Okay. Yeah. That's good. Mhm.
Next thing you need to know that is, okay, so you know the representation now, you get that part, right? How
Yep.
to draw the diagram and everything.
Hmm.
So if the whiskers are of equal length, and the median is in the center of the box, we say that the data is like in a symmetric distribution.
Very cool.
Is symmetrically distributed. So now when it comes to the representation of it, the median line would be right in the middle,
So,
and your lower quartile
yeah,
and the upper quartile, basically the lower whisker and upper whisker
on the
will have
left.
the
Okay.
same length.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Then if the upper whisker is longer than the lower one, and the median is closer to the left hand side, the data is positively skewed. So basically
It's positively.
the skewed.
Oh, oh, it's good.
So this would look like, the diagram would look like this. So they can ask you to just,
Well, like name which one is which. Or,
yeah, and like give you a statement and, ask you to draw the thing.
yeah.
So your upper whisker would be longer than the lower one. Let's make this. So it would look like something like this.
Okay.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm. So, like for example, if there's a statement that says the upper
Whisker
quartile, the upper whisker, sorry, is weaker, so we do the
is longer,
is longer. So we
longer
do
than the
the
lower
right
one.
side. It's normally the right side, so
Hmm.
we do that longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
So
look,
the
the
lower is
first
on the
one is the
left.
lower, yeah, because this is the lower quartile, this area, and this area is the upper quartile. So this is
Yeah.
the lower whisker and that's the upper whisker.
Okay.
Then the last condition is if the lower whisker is longer than the upper one, then the median is closer to the right hand side. When the data is negatively skewed. Do you know what skewed means?
No idea.
Basically, skewness is used to, it's one of the ways to show the spread of the data. You have variance, you have standard deviation, you have
It's like
skewness,
displayed.
range, yeah. So if it's saying it's positively skewed, that means that most of the values are, towards the greater end.
Which is the lower Whisker since it's longer.
Yeah. And if it's saying negatively skewed, so they're on the opposite side. So now in this case, our lower is bigger and that is. So that's the diagram representation of this one.
Okay.
Now, another thing, do you have any question?
No, everything's good. Yeah.
One last thing is outliers. Now, have you done these?
Outliers? I don't think so.
Okay, just in case if they ask about it.
Oh, okay.
These are extraordinary data values which are separated from the main body of the data. So basically, it's basically what an outlier is. It's like an extreme value, which is not a part of the most of the data set. Like for example, we have a data set that is 2, 4, 6, 8, -1, and 20. So now -1 is an
It's way
extreme
too far.
value, yeah, and 20 is also like a very big value compared to 8, because from 8 we're jumping to 20. So both 20 and -1 are outliers, the extreme values.
So they're both like far away from being close to another number.
Yeah, because look, if
Okay.
we're going from -1, then there's 2 and 4, 6, 8, and then we jump to 20. The difference is huge.
Yeah, so like having a far difference.
Yeah, that's what an outlier is. So
Okay.
if they ask you to calculate the value of the outlier, upper boundary equals to your value of upper quartile, which is Q3, plus 1.5 times IQR. Now IQR is interquartile range.
Interquartile range. Okay.
Are you familiar with that?
Interquartile range, no, not really.
And for the lower boundary, it's Q1 plus 1.5 times IQR. Now, interquartile ranges range is basically the difference of the upper quartile and the lower quartile, Q3 minus Q1.
Okay, right.
And the range is your maximum value minus minimum value. So if they ever ask you to find the range, you will just take the difference of your maximum and minimum
minus
value.
min.
And
Okay.
if they ask you to find the interquartile range, you will just write the difference of the upper and lower quartile.
Okay.
Any questions so far?
No, I understand
Okay,
everything.
so okay. So we have this box plot diagram with us, and they want us to locate the median, the maximum value, the minimum value, the upper quartile, lower quartile, and then calculate the range between the quartile range. So what do you
Okay.
think? How will we do
So
this?
for A, we need to locate the median. And the median is normally along the line, like the line that cuts it down to the middle.
Okay.
So the median would be 35.
35?
Yeah,
Okay. Then,
correct?
yeah.
Okay. And then to the maximum value,
Hmm.
which is 7, was that, what was it?
What's the maximum value?
78, 78?
Yep.
Okay. And then the minimum
Hmm.
is 13.
13. Okay.
And then the upper quartile,
Hmm.
which is that part, is 53.
Upper quartile is 53. Okay.
And then the lower
Hmm.
is 26.
Okay.
And then to calculate the range, what I
Yeah.
have to do is you minus the maximum with the minimum. So
Hmm.
we're gonna do with the max 78 minus 13,
Hmm.
which is 65.
Okay. And your interquartile?
And then interquartile range was Q, what was it? Let me check. It was Q3 minus Q1.
Hmm.
And Q3 is let me see. Q3 is upper quartile minus lower quartile.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be 53 minus 26.
Yeah.
20, 27.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, that's good.
So any confusions about this?
And no, that was really good. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now,
Uh-huh.
can you try question number 2?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll do it right now. Okay, so